Roger was limping around on the snakehead cane.
"Would you boys like some lemonade?"
he asked in a crotchety old voice that sounded nothing like Mrs. Bayfield. Scott and Randy laughed. David hurried up behind them. "Whew," he said. "We did it."
"All right,"
said Randy. He held up his hand for David to slap. David slapped at it, but almost missed. Only his last 2 fingers hit Randy's hand. He'd never been very comfortable with high fives.
"There are some cups on the porch if you would be so kind," whined Roger. "I'd get them myself, but I'm too ugly."
Randy and Scott laughed. David smiled. "Well, I gotta go," he said with a half shrug, half wave. "Homework."
"Later,"
said Randy. "Yeah, see you, Ballinger," said Scott. For the last week or so, Scott had only called David by his last name. "Simpson," he replied. David walked home feeling miserable. He felt worried, too. What if she called the police? Well, at least he wasn't the one who pulled her rocking chair over. He didn't pour lemonade on her head. He didn't step on her flowers or break her window. He didn't steal her cane. All he did was flip her off. Really, when you think about it, what's so wrong with that? All he did was point his middle finger at her. What makes the middle finger any worse than any other finger? What if he had just pointed his pinky at her? That wouldn't have been a bad thing to do, would it? As far as he could remember, he'd never given anyone the finger before, at least not for real. He remembered when he first learned about it in the 3rd grade. He and Scott used to practice giving it to each other. It took a lot of practice to be able to do it quickly. They'd flip each other off all day in class, but only in fun. It was kind of like a game of tag. They'd pretend to scratch their nose or the back of their neck, but they'd always be pointing their middle fingers at each other. It was too bad that Scott had become friends with Roger and Randy. Actually, Randy wasn't so bad. He would probably be a good guy, thought David, if it wasn't for Roger. But he knew the reason he had given Mrs. Bayfield the finger was to try to impress Roger. "Do I care what Roger thinks?" he asked himself. Except he did care. And he knew it.